Welcome back to the Daughters of the Moon podcast. Both Mom and I are really excited that you can join us for another week. And we're excited to be welcoming back Judy Wilkins-Smith. She was on a couple of episodes with us now. 204, where we talked about the hidden power in your DNA, episode 226, where you talked about aha moments, and then episode 236, where we were embracing the journey to reconnection. So we're excited to have you back on with us, Judy. So welcome.
Yay, it's nice to be with you too, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you so much. So if somebody
Thank you.
didn't catch the one of the last interviews that we had with you, can you give us like a sort of an elevator bio about you, what you do, so that people know who you are?
Sure. So I'm an executive coach. It means I coach all the C-suite people around the world, or not all the people, a number of people around the world. And along with that, I'm also a systemic coach and constellator and facilitator. I've written two books. Number three is on its way. We're halfway through that. And the first one is oh my goodness, how can I do this on my own book? Your
What
emotional
happened?
DNA.
Okay.
Can you believe it? And then the hidden power in your DNA is the second one, and money DNA is the third and up and coming one.
Yes. And I think that will be very exciting for people because, and maybe we can talk a little bit about your up and coming book here and just a little bit about what is money DNA. Do we all have it? Like
Yep.
I'm interested to hear it. So, and I know
Okay,
That was my
so
question too.
in decoding your emotional DNA, which was the first one, I spoke a little bit about money DNA. And yes, everybody has it. Whether you have a lot of money, a little money, everybody has it. It's what it is it's the sum of your thoughts, feelings, and actions around money and the patterns that have been created by those who came before you. So, and of course, your epigenetic imprint around money. So, if you have a look at all of us, we've all heard things about money grows on tree. Money doesn't grow on trees. It's love or money. You can't have everything. And so we've really demonized money, which is not helpful, especially when you want some. Because I have people saying to me, I want to be wealthy. And I say, so tell me about wealthy people. They go, oh, they cheat, they lie, they steal. And I say, great. So you want to become a cheater, liar, and a thief? Well, no. But this is what we're doing is we keep push pulling with our money DNA. And so what you learn with money DNA is you can get stuck in it and really, really struggle because of those patterns, or you can have somebody who's done really, really well and follow that. But the ultimate thing is, so what is mine? What do I want to do with money? How do I want to relate to money? What sort of relationship are we going to have together? Because, by the way, money is not a commodity, it is a relationship. And what do I want to pass on to my children? And interestingly enough, what I often find is people who won't do their work in terms of money DNA for themselves will often do it for their children. They'll often say to me, I'm doing this for my kids. I want them to have better than I did. Well, yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. All of your generations before you want the same thing for you. So money DNA is a very powerful creature, and what you will or won't, can or can't have depends on how you buy into prior generations.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I know for me, I've changed some of my money stories, right? Because we grew up, I had a single parent and, she worked hard and, you know, we
Okay,
were,
Mom?
we were
Hi.
well, we were well taken care of, right? And I remember even back then saying to people, because they'd say, oh, like it's too bad that you guys don't have a lot of money. I'm like, we're rich. We have a house over our head. We have clothes on our back. We have food always in our fridge. We have a mother that loves us immensely. So I don't know how you get much richer than that. And that was my mentality then, right? So not that I didn't, as I got older, see her struggle a little bit sometimes to make things work, but she always made it work. But now I look at different things and I always have this conversation with my husband. It's like, we need to watch what we're saying and how we're saying it because
Yes.
if you're saying these things and putting that
Right.
out there, you're asking for that, right? You're asking to have more bills
Literally.
or can't afford to pay my bills or what have you. And I have noticed in my own life shifts in different things because I don't say those things anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mom, you were going to say?
No, exactly. I agree. The more you don't say the negative, the positive is going to happen.
Absolutely, because you're literally shifting your focus. So, what you're locking into your brain is, I can see opportunities, or you're locking into your brain, I can't do anything. And whichever one you choose to make the truth is going to be your truth. So, with money, it's no different. And the more conscious you are, the more you're consciously creating that epigenetic imprint. I don't know if I spoke about it last time, but we talk about how an epigenetic imprint is created and how nature or it signals the gene and nurture signals a gene. And so the environment signals the gene is what you will often hear. But they talk to you, they don't explain to you that the environment they're talking about is the inner environment. It's your inner environment that is signaling the gene. So what do you want that to feel like?
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. I want it to feel lovely and abundant.
And yeah, so then the other thing, and you will also hear people say this, and I'm going to give everybody an exercise. It's one that I do often when I'm doing events, and people, if you use it, this really will change things for you. You'll often hear people say, I need you to imagine what it would be like if you had it. And I don't know about you, but it drives me insane because what you're saying is imagine and if. Imagine says it's not real, and if says it's not real either. So now I'm stuck. You're telling me to invest in something that's not real. What I've told people to do now is take whatever it is that you want to do with money, write it down on a piece of paper, nice and bold. Put it at another end of where you normally are, and then walk over to it. Read it aloud and stand there and say to yourself or say to the world, in this space, in this space, I'm happy. In this space, I'm relaxed. Now you're not at odds with your brain at all. You've literally taken yourself over there, and in that space, this is how it is. And it's super helpful.
Hmm, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, actually. Because it
Something for
is
my
hard
pen.
sometimes when you're saying, imagine this and that's
Ah,
great because but that you're physically and you're putting yourself in your space. So I feel like then you're going to want to be in that space more often, right? I'm going to want to
absolutely.
sticky
And
them around my house.
you're also not speaking
I was just
conflict
writing it
into the
down too.
brain.
Yeah.
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 The brain goes, okay, so what am I doing here? Well, over here, it's like this, and this. So, yeah, there is no, you're just full on there. Yeah.
So can you put in that thing so you can put emotions, you can put, I'm traveling. I would assume that you put most things in the present.
You're absolutely in the present. You're standing in the space. Now I'm in the space. What is life like in this space? Oh, well, in this space, I'm happy, I'm peaceful, I'm traveling, I am treating, I am a philanthropic. I am doing all sorts of things in this place because that is your truth in this place. And so if you keep standing in this place, it starts to wire into the brain, and the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and not. But now it starts to slant your focus into what it is that you're creating, not what you're scared of or not creating.
Right.
Yeah,
So then you start making steps in your real life
exactly.
to move so that that actually becomes our true
Bingo.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're focusing on that and you're not scattered. So when money comes in, you're not going, I think I'll have a bar of chocolate that looked nice over there. Ooh, I saw that magazine over there. What because that's what we do. It's no, no, no. It's going there. So could you get in the line, please? And that it goes into the right channel.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me, because then you're really focused on that, and I think, I'm all about the focusing on the things that you want, right? And bringing them forward to us, and you know,
Right.
we're doing, well, we usually do a vision board every year, and it's very interesting because when I put it up there, the first couple of years, it was like, yeah, that'd be nice if that happened. Like you're not there, you're not feeling it. And now, and it was funny because one of the girls we do it with said, oh my gosh, all this stuff came true off my vision board. And another girl said, nothing came true off my vision board. And I said, well, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to go check mine. And then I was like, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, those things did happen, right? But
Right.
I but I lived those things, right? Because they were important to me.
Exactly. And so, two things about a vision board. Number one is you should never just have a vision board. You should have a vision board and a done board. So,
Okay.
what you do is, as each one happens, you migrate it over to this one because you start to see how much of this one you're populating, which is really helpful. And then the other thing comes from a care of my niece this past December. We were sitting down as a family, old years or new, I think they call it New Year's Eve here, but we were sitting down and she brought out this card and it had 5 by 5 blocks, so 25 blocks all in all. And it had bingo at the top and it had 2026. In fact, I've got mine, but I can't reach it at the moment. But so what she said was, let's use that to write down the bite-sized pieces of what we'd like to have happen. And then as each one happens, just hit it with that bingo stick.
Oh, that's
And
such a cool idea.
yeah, and it's nice because you can quickly go, oh, I did that, boom. So now once again, you're feeding yourself the message. I'm doing that, doing that, doing that, doing that. So yeah, just a variation on the vision board, but it's a lovely one to have right near you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that idea. And I love the idea of the den board. And it's funny because you used to do that, Mom. Like she'd move it onto, like she kind of had this one and she'd just move stuff over and it was all the done stuff was over here and then she'd add new stuff on.
Exactly right. And in fact, to that point, somebody, I gave them a piece that I did on money about 3 years ago. And I said to them, here's what I want you to do. And they went ahead, everybody got theirs done. And she said, it was great. I had a fantastic time, got all my stuff filled, managed to pay for all of this, but now I'm back feeling not good. And I said to her, okay, why? She says, well, now what? And I said to her, okay, so here's the one piece I should have told you. Hitting your goals is a habit, not a one-time thing. The minute you've hit one, you put one. And she hadn't realized that as soon as I've got this, I need another one in its place. So she was empty. I said to her, okay, good. Now you get to fill everything up again.
Which makes sense, right? Because if your goal is to, let's just say, retire like me, so that's my goal. Once I've retired, now I'm going to have a different goal. Now my goal is going to be
Exactly.
to travel once a year or to whatever, pay off something or whatever it is. So that's kind of like those kind of stepping stones then.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay. Okay, that makes
And the nice thing is that this year, because people like it so much, we are going to be doing another, and at Disney, it will be money.
nice.
Yeah, it'll be the money adventure,
Okay.
and it's going to be showing people how to set their own money adventure up and achieve it, and in the process, change their money DNA. So, yeah, money's going to be a hot topic, and it's a good one. I love talking about money anyway because it's a good friend.
Yes. Yes. And I think that's
Yes, it
how we
is.
need to treat it, right?
For
Yes,
me,
that's
very
true.
much.
Yeah. Treat it
Yeah.
as a friend. It is.
That's what you said there is so important. Treat it as a friend it is. Do you see what you've done with it?
Right.
Because you do, it is.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are things then that people can take away from this is that like one, watch what you're saying when it comes to money, two, treat it as it is. And when you're doing these things, always be keep moving upwards once you've reached your goals. So do you
exactly.
set mini goals or do you have lofty goals or it doesn't matter?
No, I think you have to have a good mixture of all of them. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes the mini goal seems like it's going to be quick and easy and it's not, and the other one hops in. but it's also a way of building the winner effect. So every time you give yourself a win, you build that neural pathway which says, I can, I can, I can, I am, I am, I am, I am. So I like to have as many of those as I can, but I absolutely also love the big, big goals because I know when I hit that, I am going to feel, in fact, no, just doing it, I'm feeling amazing because I know I'm on the thing. I'm like, this adventure is just good. And it gives you great energy, and the energy is what you need to keep going.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So is there things then that people should stay away from when it comes to changing your money DNA? Like,
Yeah, don't go downhill, please. Stay away from that. What should you stay away from? Um, I would say, and I always say this to people, give yourself as big a stretch goal as you possibly can, but do it with grace. So don't stretch, don't snap or don't break. That's important because then you defeat it.
yeah.
Um, when you're doing it, things you should stay away from are lead us not into temptation. What are your favorite temptations? Put them out the way. So don't put things in your way. And I think more than anything, give yourself a goal that you fall in love with. You've got to fall in love with it. When you fall in love with it, you will hum along on that highway all day long.
Mhm.
Stay away. Oh, definitely stay away from self-blame. Stop. Stay away from your inner critic. Tell it to go to bed. It's on hiatus. What else should you stay? Oh, stay away from the naysayers, please. In fact, stay away from opening your mouth too wide. If you've got something that you're doing, shh, just do it. You can share it afterwards, but in the meantime, shh.
Mhm. Yeah. Then you keep those naysayers away.
Exactly. And your own inner naysayer.
Yeah, because
That's me.
there is a lot of that. And I know like we struggle with that sometimes ourselves, right? With different things as we're moving forward in our business or whatever. It's like, oh, and then we kind of pump each other up and, go about that. So I think, when we surround ourselves with people that are excited for us, those are the people we want in our tribe.
Yeah, and in a money DNA one, the other one that's really important is um, don't be afraid of people with more. Learn.
Okay.
Really don't. To stand in their presence, guess what?
Mhm.
They genuinely do put on their socks one at a time, just like you. And in fact,
Yes.
I work with some of the wealthiest people in the world, and they want to share. They want to tell. They want to explain what they did. Some of them will be very quiet if they have a belief system that says, "Be careful, it's all going." But a lot of the ones I work with go, "I'll share. I'll tell you what I did to get here. Let me." So learn from them. Really learn.
Okay.
Mhm.
So would it help people then to study like some of these richer people that are out there that have social media followings, let's just say, to learn of some of what they've done?
Yeah, even if you're taking just one tip at a time, if all you're hearing is just one thing that can help you, take that. Take all the freebies you can, and there are a lot of them. Um, and yes, what's your language? Language is everything with money. One of my favorite things at every event, money event I do without fail, I will say to somebody, okay, what do we want to work on? And they go, well, I definitely want to have more money than I have now. If I could do that, this whole course would be worth it. And I go, I'm going to solve that for you in 2 minutes. And I go to my purse and I open the wallet and I take out a penny and I say, there, you're now richer than you were 2 minutes ago. I think we're done. So be careful. Be really specific. Be clear about your goals. Oh, and avoid being dodgy with money. We are so scared of what might happen if we look at money that we kind of peek at it from underneath something. Don't. Turn around, look at it, make friends with it, choose what you want, and go get it. Money's very happy for you to do that. and always give it directions. It loves direction. If you give it a goal, it knows where to flow. If you don't, it's going to go into the sand.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And
Does it ever?
makes a lot of sense with like I'm just thinking about some goals and things that I have that involve money, and it's like sometimes you have to invest in things for things to take off. And so it's like, where do I want to flourish? And where do I want to put my money? We were actually just having this conversation before we got on because my husband's like, I'd like to retire. I'm like, well, here's the things that we need to take out of our life, and then you can retire, right? Like we have to make a plan. We have to have that. And that's my biggest thing right now.
So I'm going to challenge your husband or and you just a little bit. Did you hear what you said? If we take these things out of our life, then we can afford this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that. Hmm.
Mhm. I
And
just
he's not
said
asking you
all
to
the
do
things
that,
that you just told me not to say.
but we all do it. Oh, well, I don't know if I can do that right now. Hold on, let me. Really? How many times are you going to say that before you stop saying that?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is there a way to catch ourselves then as we're saying these things that are sort of habit or ingrained into us or
I think, as you said, you know what, Mom, I don't think I'll do that, and I think I'll do that another day. Ask yourself right there. In fact, you two have got perfect buddies in each other. What was that you just said? Oh, and then ask yourself, where did that come from? Who first said that? Where in the world did you hear that?
okay.
Right.
I hear people often, and I hear wealthy people often saying, you can't save your way to wealth. That's not true. What they're actually saying is that is not the only way that will get you there. And if you want to get wealthy, you're probably going to have to invest, which is a good thing, a good thing. I have a client who told me after I'd been working with her for about 3 years, we were talking about something money, and she went, oh, no, 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 mine is all safely in the bank. And I looked at her and I said to her, how much interest is it earning right now? She said, I think it's about 0.75 or 1%. I said to her, good. What could a high yield account do for you? Oh, I have no idea. I said to her, that's your homework. She came back, she said to me, I nearly threw up. I went in and I drew it all out and I put it into a high yield account and I'm not doing that again. Yeah,
But that goes
Yeah.
back to what you were saying about learning about this stuff, right? Like if this is
absolutely.
stuff we don't know or don't understand, this is stuff we can learn. And it's funny because I have some small investments right now. And so it's quite funny because and partial investment things. And it's so funny. I'll get an email and it will say, you got a dividend. And I'll open it up and it's like, you got 9 cents. I'm like, yes, I got 9 cents
Yes.
because I've been told that's how you're supposed to act when you get this, because then that creates I'm excited to get money into my life.
Okay, I'm going to challenge. That's not how you're supposed to act.
Okay.
It's how you're supposed to feel.
Ah, okay.
If you're acting, it's all a head exercise. You got to feel that feeling and that emotion of, yes, I just put in another 9 cents. It doesn't matter. You are sending the message to the universe. I like money coming in. And so money's going to go, okay, well, this is cool. I have an in over here. I think I'm going in.
I like that. Thank you. I will do that.
Yeah, no acting. People often think it's I have to act and then they go, "Ugh," and then they don't understand why it's not coming. Well, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good exercise here.
Yeah. So you kind of put up that roadblock then that's like, oh, I want it, but
Well, yeah, it's really you're saying the words like this. If you watch my face, you're saying the words, but are you feeling it? This is feeling it. This, not so much.
exactly. That is so exactly the truth. And I'm excited to put some of these practices, and I hope the people following along do some of these exercises that you were talking about too, because I think it will change the way that they're thinking, right? I think when you realize, like just in this conversation, you know, realize, oh, I thought I actually had it not so bad. And then it's like, oh, yeah, wait, okay, just a second. So I need to pay more attention to what is
Yes.
coming out of my mouth. So I think that's a good thing. We're always learning, right?
You
Yeah.
want to pay more attention to what's coming out of your mouth and as much attention to what's going on in your gut and your heart.
Okay.
If you go, this is good, again, head mouth eye connection not happening so much. But when you can feel that and your gut relaxes, now you're in a good place because now you're aligned.
So what happens if you have, let's just say, an opportunity or something that you want to go into, whether it's investing or whatever it is, and you like when you think about it, your gut kind of turns over and makes you feel kind of sick. Does that mean that's not the opportunity or
No,
investment for me?
no, no. Your gut is supposed to be your inner compass. It may well be that it's saying to you, this is not a good idea, but you've got to ask yourself why. Because it may be that my grandfather said, don't do that thing because it's going to get you in trouble. And now your subconscious is very aware of that and goes, don't do that, don't do that. No, ask yourself, why don't I want to do that? Or what about this is uncomfortable? If it's, hey, it's a bit of a stretch for me, but I know it's going to be a good thing, then okay, suck it up, buttercup, just for a little while and go make that investment. But ask yourself why. It's not that your gut is always accurate, it's accurate when it comes to protecting your family system, but it may also be outdated. And people don't always realize that.
That makes sense. So then
Yeah, it does.
if you ask yourself why and you still and you go through it and you're like, no, it's not none of those things. It's just like I got a bad feeling, then you can just say,
Don't do
okay, I
it.
got a bad feeling. I'm not
Yeah,
going.
don't do it.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
that makes
Yep.
sense. I just like to have the whole story in my head.
You should have the whole story in your head. We give people way too many half stories.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that was unanimous.
Right at the same time, Mom. We don't do that
Um,
often. Well, I just think it's good to know when you're making these plans, right? Because I agree with you. We learn these things, but we learn half of it, and then it's like, why isn't this working for me? What did I do wrong, right? Like, and that's where you were saying the self-blame, right? So taking those things away and learning these things is going to create an open door.
Yeah.
Very much, very much. I mean, I
Yeah.
look at your mom raising kids on her own. That takes some kind of guts and some kind of investment in money and some kind of, I can figure this out. So what your mom's got, and probably you as a result of mom, is you've got the figure it out gene. And that figure it out gene is gold.
It is so.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because you need to know. That's how I say it all the time is I just need to know. Because then I can figure that out. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you've got it in spades, and it's a good thing to pass on to everyone else because what you're also teaching your kids is resilience. You get kicked down, get back up again. We don't have time for lying down here, which is great. I wish more parents would teach their kids that. Not,
Yeah.
not some of the ones I see where I hear them saying, are you having an emotion? And I go, I don't know, but I'm having several watching it.
Yes.
God, it's so identify with that.
Yeah, it's funny because I definitely get that from her. I'm more pen to paper and I like to have the spreadsheets and the figure it out, like where's my bills going and what's the interest rate, and like I had that's not saying you don't do that. I just know you're more in your head about
I'm a
that, and
doer.
I'm just really the nerd, which is okay, but it's cool because
It's why
now
you do the job you do too, by the way.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
sorry, you were saying.
funny, my granddaughter, because we're raising my granddaughter, well, she's 20 now, so, or almost. So,
Go big
but
figure.
she's learning those things as well, right? Because she's seeing, Well, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I got to do my banking. I got to know what's come out of the bank, what's going in. Here's how I do this. Because how else is she going to know that? You don't
Right.
just walk out and are like, oh, I have it all figured out. I know how to pay bills and I let her fail, right? Oh,
Great.
you know,
Right.
you didn't pay that bill. Oh, there's consequences. Okay, well, that's life. And I don't think by fixing all of her mistakes, how does she learn, oh, it's important that I make sure that that money's in there to have my insurance or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. It's true.
So you have three generations of women who are learning to figure it out. So
Mm.
that's a piece of money DNA and a piece of DNA that you've created that's really strong and positive. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're not going to catch you and put you on a feather bed. You want to hit the floor, but you will figure it out.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
think
cool.
it's just important for some of that, and this is something we've been doing with her for a long time. It's like, I want this. Well, is that a need or a want? Because if it's a
yeah.
need, 100% here's the
Go
money
after
and
it.
let's get it done.
Yeah.
Is a want, that's on you. You need to
Now
figure.
that I like. I like that you didn't say to a want is something else because I often hear people saying a need is one thing, a want is the other thing. You can't have this one. And I'm like, no. Because the need is the first one that has to be satisfied, but
Mhm.
the want
Right.
is the future and the growth. And you want to make sure that that is very healthy too. Okay, you want that? Absolutely, you should have it. How are you going to do that again?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
always
Right.
encourage. Wants are huge. They're really important.
Well, I think if we don't have those wants, how do we enrich our lives? Like we
You
want,
don't. You don't
right?
grow.
You want to go to Disney, like you love Disneyland and you wanted to go there and teach and hold these things. So that was a want, but it also made you strive towards it with this is something that I actually want. So how will I make this come true?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
interestingly enough, I think I was about 10 or so when Walt died. Did I tell you this?
I don't think so.
So when
No.
Walt died, I was super upset. I still remember sitting in the white car and I was driving down the main street in Port Elizabeth in South Africa. And I said, well, now who's going to make the magic? And everybody laughed at me. And I said, well, if nobody else will, I will. And so it was from that age that it was already stuck there that Disney World was going to be really, really important. And it's continued. I think for me, everything I do is geared towards magic, the magic of the soul, the magic of human potential, the magic inside you, the magic of money. It's really, really important. But I got that from very young. But then I also got magic from before that because I could read from about the age of 4. And I was given books by an author in England called Enid Blyton. She did the famous fives and the secret sevens and all of these things. And I couldn't get enough of that. And it was all about magic as well. So for me, magic was never a foreign idea. It was very real. And yeah, it just continued all the way through.
Hmm.
Well, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Very
you just
interesting.
spent the rest of your life creating magic. How do I create this magic? And how do I
Actually, I took
create
a
other people?
detour. I will say, I worked in a hospital for quite a long time and it was great. And I loved doing that. But the real magic happened when we moved here. And then, very oddly, after my father was killed, because that's when this started happening, because it was either do something or you're going to be in the ditch. I didn't fancy the ditch. So
Right?
people always say to me, but how can you be thankful for your father's death? And I say, it's not that I'm thankful for his death. I'm very thankful for the final gift he gave me, which was get up and do something. And yeah, lots of magic in that. So he kind of continues to give the magic.
Cool.
Exactly. That is very cool. That is
Yeah.
very cool. And I think it's very exciting. When is this uh money adventure at Disney that you're going to be having?
I'm waiting for Disney to get back to me, so it'll
Okay.
be probably late October to early November. That's typically when we tend to do it. It's usually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And I would tell you this last one was absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the nicest ones that I think I've done, not just because I delivered it. Everybody was bought in, everybody was there for everybody else. It was great to see.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to
Really.
more of the same. And yes, with the money piece, because people love it. Every person who comes goes, you should see what happened to my money after that. And yeah, we have a good time. So I will let you know when that happens or when
Okay.
I have the dates.
Perfect. Well, we can throw that into our newsletter to let people know, and then people will know to watch your website and stuff for it coming up, and so they can
Absolutely.
check it
And
out.
I'd love to see. I had I had a bunch from Mexico this past time, and I've had quite a few Canadians. So come on, Canada. Come join us down at Disney World.
It is a magical place, I must say
Oh,
that.
It definitely, yes, it is.
It definitely
have-
is, and it's
so
great
you
that you're
both been?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's great.
Actually,
Yes, it's
the very last time that I went was with a girlfriend. We went down for like a health conference that we were interested in, and then we went to Disneyland, I think about 3 or 4 times while we were down there. And just she just loves it. Like it's
So
just her
where? Were you Florida or Canada?
California,
Oh,
California,
so you went to land. I'm
Disneyland.
very respectfully, and Disney knows this from me. I'm Disneyland's lovely. It is not Disney World.
That is very true.
true.
Yes. But we were also there long,
Ah,
long time ago when we were probably, geez, I don't even remember when it was now, but we were there once in Disney World.
okay,
So
so I'm going to shout
When you were
out for
younger.
Disney
Yeah.
World. You guys, if it was a long time ago, you haven't been to Disney World because it's completely changed.
has
And
it?
really well worth your while to go and pick up a little bit of soul magic there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know. Last time I was in Florida, yeah. It's even around it has changed so much. Oh my God.
very much.
Yeah.
No, you need to come. You need to come. You need
Yes,
to
we
come and
do.
just experience. I've just come back from there. We were there from the 13th through the 27th of December, and it was amazing. I mean, I'm ready to go back, and I'm only just here.
You just love you love the magic, right? And I think that says a lot about what you do and what you want to share with people because you want to share this magic out with people, and it probably rejuvenates you when you're there to get even more magic to bring out to other people.
It really
Oh
does.
yeah.
I'm super lucky because I know a lot of the people there at this stage. And so when I walk into the front lobby at Beach Club, I get a big "Hi, Mrs. Smith," which is great. And then there's all of the bits and pieces that you could do. So it just and then there is so much magic that you can make. I always have stickers that I can give the kids as well. So I have a blast.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And yeah, definitely keep us up on that because we'll add it into our newsletter and promote it for you a little bit there because
Absolutely.
we both think this is a great thing because we all want money and we all want our lives to be easy, right? And money makes our lives easy.
If you partner well with it, it makes your life very, very pleasant. It really does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Because then it brings to you, well, I guess whatever it is that you want, because not everybody wants the same thing. But, right, if I want to travel or explore or whatever, I can do that when you have the money.
Exactly. Yeah. And so when you talk to money, be very specific. I make my clients go do money walks because when they go out on a money walk, they've got to talk to money and tell it what is their sadness around it? What is their happiness around it? What is their fear around it? And what is their wish around it? And I've had Hong Kong bankers I've told to do that, and they go, "Are you crazy?" And I say to them, "Just do it." And they go do it, and they come back, they go, "That works." It works.
So how would you do that? You just say, "Hey, money out." You like you're just on your walk
Okay,
and you're just like, "Can you explain it a little bit for?"
I can. So I'll tell you what happened for me. Luckily for me, my daughter can verify this because people go, now what? So we'd come in with no money. We moved with zero. And things were rough. And I walked outside and I went, okay, God, guides, universe, I need help. I want to speak to money. Now I'm waiting to get hit in the back of the head because I want to speak to money, but nothing happens. And so I go for a walk and I had a long talk to money. And I said, I feel like you've just gone. You've left me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to relate to you. And then I started talking about, when I was younger and I went through I'd been a good friend with money. And then it dropped off the cliff and it couldn't get near me. It didn't matter how hard it tried, it couldn't get near me because I found all the ways to push it away. Even to going to a casino, winning a jackpot, a small jackpot, but a jackpot, and realizing I'd taken the coins out of the wrong holder because I was holding mine and my mother-in-law's. And I said to her, well, I guess this is yours. And she said, thank you, and everybody says, oh, that's awful. And I say, she didn't have a problem with money. I did. So, so I go on this walk and I talk to it and I tell it my deepest fears and the pain and all of that. And I cried and then I told it what I really wanted with it and how I wanted to be friends with it and had a long talk. And on the way back, around the time that I suddenly sort of went, whew, and I knew the conversation was done. I turned around and I was walking back and I picked up a $1, a $5, a $10, a $20, a $50, and a $100.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
when I knew, okay, money is not an inanimate object, it is a relationship. And I made the promise. I said, I will give you a good name. I will teach people how to be friends with you. I will teach people that you are a lovely relationship. Because, yes, that's the way it is. And the way that you show up for money is the way it will show up for you.
I
So
love it.
that's the walk you do. You go on that walk and you tell it everything and you ask it how you're going to be friends with it, and then you come back and start changing what you're doing that is so limiting. And every time you do, you'll see that something pops for you. It just does.
So that's something that you can do that you can recur that
Oh, I
when
do
you
it.
kind of hit
Hmm.
up a
Oh,
block
yeah,
or a wall, you could be
I
like,
do.
oh,
I will even do that if I'm going to work with a client. I will first walk around the block and go, okay, money, what do we need to do here? What does that look like? Because when I started doing executive coaching, right in the beginning in Houston, somebody said to me, we want you to bid for a contract. And I did, and they said, we went with someone else. So I said, can you tell me why? And they said, well, we thought you were a high caliber executive coach. But when you underbid like that, we realized you probably weren't what we were looking for. And I went, oh, mummy, I'm not doing that again. Yeah.
and it is true when we offer services about is what is our worth? Like, what is this service worth, right?
Well,
Because I think we often do that is undersell ourselves.
and when
And
you do, then people don't appreciate that underbuy. I always say to them, think of it this way. If I walk into a surgeon's office and I say, I have a really bad pain in my side, ouch, can you help? And the surgeon goes, okay, let me have a look. Yep, I think you've got appendicitis. You know what? Let's think about getting you in, and I'm sure I can sort that out. And it's going to cost you $5. Are you going to that surgeon? I'm not.
no, I don't
Mm-mm.
think so.
If he's charging me $5, I don't even know if he's sterilized the instruments. I'm not going anywhere near the dude. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Good enough. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a hard one for a lot of people to understand though, right? Because finding that self-worth and saying this is what I'm worth is a really hard, I think probably money story that we've taken
We all do it generally, yes.
generationally. Like
Yeah.
we
Oh,
brought that,
generationally,
yeah,
yes.
we brought that story forward. I don't know, I had such a hard time with that
So,
word.
so here's what I'm going to do to smash that for you. There's a very easy way to overcome that. What you do is you say what you want. So in other words, you bid what you want. And then the next thing that happens for everybody is they go, oh, I'm never going to get it. And they have all of these stories. No, you say what you want and you say what value you're going to add. The minute you can articulate your value, you're good to go. And if somebody says, well, I'll pay you X amount and you're having a problem with that, all you need to do is sit down and figure out all the value you can add that gets you to that amount, and you will be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So much information today. Whoa.
Good.
There is, yeah. I think people are just going to be like, "What? Where's what you?" We should have said at the beginning, "Get your pen and pencil." Well,
Just now we're going to say, just listen well, listen well.
yeah, that's right. Exactly. So, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
All over the place. They can find me on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, I'm there. And they can go to my website, which is judywilkins-smith.com. They will also find my meditations there. And I am super fortunate. I will do a small shout out to Barry Goldstein because he is the composer for all of my meditations. And he's a Grammy Award winning composer.
I think
So
I
just
have
the
heard
most
that name before.
amazing, yeah, the most amazing guy to work with. He is incredible. He teaches a lot about music and how it heals. So they can pick that up. And third book will be coming out. Oh, and the other thing that's really important is that not only are my meditations both there, but they're also both there in Spanish
Oh,
Oh,
because
good.
I have a Spanish colleague. Her name is Mus Hernandez Fry, and she did the voiceover in Spanish.
oh,
Nice.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Very nice. Well, that's a lot of things that people can get, and we appreciate you sharing that with us because that's exciting for people to be able to
Yes, it
tap
is.
into that and get to look at more of what you do and learn more from you because you have so much knowledge. So
Oh, yes. Do you ever?
if
Yeah.
so if you had a final word to say with everybody, what would it be? Or the word
Hmm.
thought.
Yes, I would say final thought. Seriously, seriously, you are your only limit. You're it. If you choose to go and become a millionaire, you will do it. I actually, with my great nieces and great nephews, they've started their funds. I gave them their first amount and I said to them, it's a small amount. This is your millionaire fund. You do not touch it until there are seven figures in there. So what I would say to everybody else is, go find an amount, put it in an account, label it your millionaire account, and feed it. And guess what? One of these days, you'll be doing all the traveling and all the retiring you want to do. And thank you both for having me. It is always beyond a pleasure to be with you.
Yes.
Thank you. Right back to you. We enjoy
Yes,
you.
we really appreciate it. And I think that you and I had talked a little bit about trying to get you on for a live, which I think would be lovely.
Absolutely, I would love that. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do. I love answering people's questions. I
And
love being able to do some work with them in real time. So I'm a 100% a yes.
perfect.
Okay.
So if you've caught this episode, then you'll know to pay attention for when we set up a live with Judy so that you can ask her all your money questions because I'm
Anybody
sure
else?
that people have, as we've been talking, they're like, what about this? Why didn't you ask her that? So they'll have their opportunity to do that. So we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Come and ask.
Okay, perfect. Well, it has been such a pleasure connecting with you again. Both Mom and I gain so much knowledge every time that we are visiting with you. So thank you for being on
Absolutely.
the show.
And I get all the Canadian hugs, so it's a good trade.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. So
It's been
thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Yes, it has.
Thank you both.
And
Thank
everybody
you.
else, we'll see you on the next one.
You bet.